So you are in Troy's oldest building. In fact, this room that we're standing in is a one-room log cabin that was built in 1803 by Benjamin and Margaret Overfield. They were a young, newlywed couple who migrated here from Pennsylvania. When they came out to the frontier in 1803, Ohio had just become a state, and this was actually part of Montgomery County. So Montgomery County went all the way up to what we call the Greenville Treaty Line just north of Sydney. So this was definitely the frontier in 1803. In fact, Troy didn't even exist in 1803. Once they moved here, they started a family. Their son John was born in 1804, and their daughter Susan was born in 1806. Unfortunately, Margaret did die here in 1810 when her children were very young. So this room that we're in here is the parlor. It's set up for tea, which is what everybody drank back then. In theory, this is where the ladies would have gathered in the tavern. In 1807, Miami County was carved out of the northern portion of Montgomery County. Like I said, Montgomery County had gone up to the Greenville Treaty Line. Now, when you form a new county, you have to designate a county seat. There were basically two communities here in Miami County at the time. There was Piqua up north, and then there was Staunton, which is on the other side of the river. Instead of choosing either of those, the powers that be decided to create a completely new town, the town of Troy, to be the new county seat. Mr. Overfield, as far as we know, Mr. and Mrs. Overfield were the only ones living here in what is today Troy. So this is the first and oldest house in Troy. So Troy was founded in 1807, and then by 1808, Mr. Overfield had built this tavern, which is what we're standing in now. It's a log structure just like the cabin, 2 rooms downstairs, 2 rooms upstairs, completed by the fall of 1808, and we know that because the Miami County court records say that court was first held here in November of 08. So court was held here off and on in an upstairs room for about 3 years. Okay, so we are in the tap room. The tap room is really the heart and soul of the tavern, and the tavern is the heart and soul of the community. Over in the corner, we have what's called a cage bar. In theory, that's where Mr. Overfield would have, of course, the whiskey, beer, and other valuable provisions like coffee, tea, and sugar. At nighttime, when he would go to bed, he could pull down the grate over the top there, lock it up, and that would have kept the provisions safe from anybody who was still hanging around drinking or spending the night at the tavern. As you probably know, a tavern was a bar, a restaurant, and a hotel combined into one. It was also just a general gathering place for the community. So we know that Mr. Overfield held church services here. We also know that, of course, that it was the county courthouse for a number of years. People probably stopped here to read the newspaper, pick up their mail, perhaps vote. We do know that public auctions were held here. Mr. Overfield was a master mason, so it's very likely that they had Masonic Lodge meetings here. Many of the early settlers were masons. So really, just the heart and soul of the community, the tavern was. This is where people gathered to find out what was going on in their community.
We don't know much about the history of this location. We know that Overfield owned it. It was the first house in Troy. If there's anybody here that can share some information with us, give us the sign that will let us know that you're here so we can ask you questions. There's devices that are being put into this room right in front of me that you can react with. If you can't do anything to give us a sign, like knock something over or make a noise, you can go into that room, and if you start moving around, your energy can make the devices react, light up, so that we know that you're in there. Then we can start asking you questions. So much had to happen in this building. There can be things that people don't know, and you could be the one that could share that information with people. Is there a pretty high EMF in there for some reason?
Yeah.
It have to be the lights, but she just knocked them off, right?
It's probably Wi-Fi if they have Wi-Fi.
Huh?
I'll see if they have Wi-Fi.
You know what's weird is it doesn't light up around the light. It's more out here, like in free space, which is weird. I don't know what it's coming from. bro.
There's no Wi-Fi in here, so there has to be something going on.
Like we literally had her knock the power off, right? Like she turned the power off.
Yeah.
Well,
Ours just turned.
this goes crazy when it's not on the table. I'll move it and it goes crazy.
I'm saying, like, the whole place is lit up.
About why? That's what. Like it usually has to do with an EMF, which is the electromagnetic field, which is the lighting. But if she turned it off, what else can do that?
There's still power going through though. It's just it's off.
Yeah, but usually it doesn't do that unless it's being transmitted or sent. Like, the movement of it is what makes the K2 meter light up. It might be the power line outside or something. But I don't think so, because look.
Is there a transformer right next to
You
us?
see, if you look at here, it's like, well, I guess it still does around the light, but it's worse when it's away from the light.
Well, is there a transformer right out the window? If there's a transformer, it's probably causing it.
It's a Decepticon.
No, not that type of transformer.
But it seems to be like the whole room.
Well, what if you get closer and closer to the windows going outside where the pole is? Because it's not doing it right here. It's doing it. No? Yeah. Yep, right where the line is. Power line's right there in the middle.
No, it's on this side. You guys know where any Freemasons are? We heard that they hung out in here. Is there any British? Any Confederates?
You sleeping, Ryan?
Almost.
Let's go this way. Courtroom's kind of quiet tonight.
Boring. Too many people got executed.
Right?
Did they do that? Hanging? Or was it cutting their heads off?
I don't know. Could have been the firing squad.
There was a firing squad in the 1700s.
Maybe it was a slingshot squad.
Stoned to
Threw
death
rocks
down
at
the
him.
street.
Whoa, Brian's glowing.
Huh?
He's glowing. He looks like
I got one.
He looks like Santa Claus.
I got a ghost.
You got a ghost in there?
See?
Santa Claus.
I love you, Santy.
So you are in Troy's oldest building. So this was definitely the frontier in 1803. In fact, Troy didn't even exist in 1803. 1808, Mr. Overfield had built this tavern, which is what we're standing in now. The tap room is really the heart and soul of the tavern, and the tavern is the heart and soul of the community.
If somebody's in this room, or this hallway, or these stairs, if you can hear us, can you tap on anything? You make any kind of noise. You can talk to us into this blinking red light. Where's that rope at? The rope's still in there.
Yeah, that's why I got the camera facing
The
towards
ropes?
this tree.
You don't know what the rope is. They're like, what are you talking about?
They go and sit on those chairs in the schoolroom in the front.
They should light up, yeah.
They will know that they're in there. So if you want to let us know that you're here and you don't want to be in the same room, just go in the schoolroom and sit on one of those chairs in the front.
Oh, I got a blinker going on here. What's going on here?
What we got?
This battery just got juiced.
What?
Yeah, like completely juiced. Look.
Record that. What's that?
I mean, like straight up empty.
What camera
Was it fully
was it?
charged?
Yeah. Tell Brian your name. Can anybody hear us? Are you from Troy? You guys know when the next canal boat gets here?
You want to go down to the bar and get a drink? Mr. Overfield left the gate open. It's still good to go.
If you're in here with us, come and play cards with us. You sit down and get a chair. Or you can just grab the cards. There's a red light in the middle. You can speak to us.
I was here 10 years ago, talking about playing poker. And I don't remember what was said, but I do know when I played back, that somebody said something about the poker, liking to play poker. So if you'd like to play a game of poker, go to that table, touch a card, and we'll be able to see it, and we'll be able to start to play. We want to see that you want to play first. Light up the table and we'll start the game. Did you live in this house? Did you go to school here?
See that?
Yeah, what was it?
Butler?
Yeah.
K2 man just split up. You went to school here?
Where's the K2 at?
That
Green light.
green light over there at Flicker.
Oh, yeah. So you did go to school here?
Oh,
Oh.
there we go.
Is school a key word? Yep.
Was you a teacher?
Did you see that? Was you a student?
It's possible, isn't it?
There's one more there.
Did you teach here?
Is there a camera on this?
Did you go to school here? Light it up one more time if you went to school here. Or classes upstairs?
There it is.
That's weird because it wasn't like that.
At all. So you say the word school.
Right. Is it almost school time? Somebody is just walking.
Yeah, I heard that.
That was up here, wasn't it?
I don't know. At first I thought it was JV, but that's not upstairs.
It was up here, right?
I don't know exactly which direction it came from. I just heard a scuffling.
Somebody is just walking. Somebody is just walking. Come and speak to us.
Are you a male? I heard it again.
Yeah, there's walking.
This does.
It's loud too. It's like a heavy boot.
So I heard that up there.
It's up here, right?
Yeah,
Above us?
above us.
Yeah. Is that you up there? So, I got a new piece of equipment. I'm just going to check out. So, you know how they have the Oculus and the, I don't know, all the different ones they have those where it uses the sensors around it for like electromagnetic field and this and that and the other, and it creates words based on that. Well, now they have this new thing that does the exact same deal, but it uses artificial intelligence and it uses the sensors within your phone to generate images.
What?
Yeah. And it's put on by a YouTube channel called Amy's Crypt, who plays the other shout out to Amy's Crypt. So I've never used it before, I've never even turned it on before, but I've heard some people talking about it. So
Might as well try.
we're gonna crank it up and set it right here on the table. If you're here with us, give us an image. Manipulate this device to give us an image.
Show us an image of something used in school.
If you're here, you've got many ways to speak to us. You can light up the lights.
There's an image coming up on the phone.
Oh, there is some coming up.
Whoa. Look at this.
What is it?
There was a corner of a box that was like made out of wood and it had like, remember how upstairs we were talking about that bed had the wooden dowels in it?
Yeah.
That's an old bed.
That's
Look at the screws. No, you know what? This is wood dowels too, man. Look. This bed's...
Is there something about the bed upstairs that we need to check out?
We'll try it again. The device is on. Give us an image if you can.
Are you wanting to give us a message about the bed upstairs? So did the teacher hurt you?
Wow.
Are you afraid to talk?
It's crazy.
It's weird.
Did you live here?
Never should.
It's a desk. It's a desk with a chair. It's fucking weird. And then there's a snake. Looks like snake skin with a desk and a chair. Dude, that's crazy.
I was talking about
We're
school.
talking about school. Does that not look like a desk with a chair?
There's
There's like a snake on top of it.
Does that represent the t-shirt? The snake or the
Oh
snake?
no, look at this. Show them that. What are the odds of that?
What if this is a desk here?
Doesn't that look like if you're looking at a desk and there's a chair in front of it? Like,
This right here?
because I want the snake skin or whatever the hell that shit is.
It's crazy.